Welcome to Job Tips, the career development channel. In this video, how to handle an interview question or statement that goes like this. How do you handle an irate or difficult customer? That is coming up. Okay, so in your job interview, everything is coming along perfectly well. You've met all the job requirements, the duties, so forth, fit you perfectly. Your qualifications are ideal. The conversation is coming along swimmingly well. And you feel really, really good about it. And then comes a question, tell me about a time or how would you deal with an irate or difficult customer? Well, what would you do? You may have never had that happen to you before. Maybe you have. They may not be asking for an example that you've experienced, or maybe they are. If they want an actual concrete example and you've never experienced it, you can say, well, that's never happened in my career path. However, I think a great way to handle it is, and then give them what I'm going to share with you in a moment. Or if you have had this occur, here's a great way to respond to that question or to answer that concern. And frankly, this is true in most cases. When you have an irate or angry customer, the best thing you can do to diffuse the anger, and I can tell you this from experience in my decades-long career, is to allow the customer to complain, do his thing or her thing, gripe, yell, get it out of the system while you just sit back and listen. Silence is your friend on your part. Because at some point, the customer will run out of gas. I've done this. I've had this happen. Let the customer get it all off his chest. At some point, he'll be like, okay. What I've done, I've then leaned forward and I've said, is that all? Is there anything else that I need to know? And the customer said, no, that's pretty much it. Okay. In that moment, things are more calm now. Rather than you answering yell for a yell and being in his face, which doesn't work, you've allowed him to get all of the issues or the issue off his chest, and now things are more calm. Then you can say something along the lines of, I'm more than happy to help you. I'm more than happy to address this with you. Let's look at a couple options that we have and talk about the options that you have. Okay? There's a good chance that that individual will say, you know what, you're being very reasonable and I think I can go with this option as a resolution to it. Not every time is it going to be that easy and that cut and dried, but the response in the interview can be that simple, that short. That is probably, I won't say universally, but among the most agreed upon methods of handling an angry or irate person in general, an angry or irate customer, whoever it might be, you allowing the person to get off his chest and just being quiet, and then asking if there's anything else. And that person just kind of, maybe that person keeps going. Fine, let him. Let him keep going. Let him go, boom. Let him blow his top. Because remember, at some point, he runs out of energy. He runs out of gas. And then you can actually have a civilized conversation. And then you may have an example that you can say. For example, there was a situation when, and then share that story and how it was diffused and how the successful outcome came to be. Or if maybe you didn't handle it quite that way, but you learned from it, you can say, and boy, did I learn a lesson. I learned that I should sit back and let the person blow off steam, run out of gas, and then come to a peaceful resolution. Right? Okay. And then remember to say, and isn't that kind of conflict resolution what you're looking for in the ideal candidate for this job? I'm that person. Remember, try to close the sale. Your job in the interview is not just to interview. Remember, it is to get the job and be the right person for the job. So if this has never happened to you in the past, or you never had this question come up, now you're more prepared for when it does come up, because there's a chance it will come up. And you want to be ready for it. All right? Well, I hope you've enjoyed this tip. I've enjoyed making this video for you. Please let me know in the comments below when you've had an irate customer that you had to diffuse and settle and make happy. I would be so grateful for that. Also, I'm open to suggestions on other videos you'd like to see in this channel. And finally, please subscribe to this channel. I would be so grateful. And hit that notification bell to not miss future videos. Well, for job tips, I hope you get that job and you have that dynamic career that you want to have.